who want to come in, they want to train people. You want to build a brand. Yo, 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 ladies and gentlemen, it's Brett Summers. I'm up here at the Top Shop coming to you live. It's been a while. It's been a little bit too long. I'm in here with Double M. We got Mason in the house today. He's going to be filming. This is his first day filming with me, and I'm excited to see what we can come up with. But this is the much anticipated sequel to a really successful video we had last year, or a couple of years ago, actually in 2020, and it was called How to Open a Gym and Start a Successful Fitness Business. So I know a lot of you guys have watched that last video. It's got 60,000 views, plus views on it. So it's been a very successful video. And if you have time, we're in the middle of the pandemic. It was kind of still fresh and new when I filmed that video, so some of the content's a little outdated, but a lot of the content in that video is really going to be helpful to you if you're a fitness business owner or a future fitness business owner. So make sure you check that one out. Now, over the years, I've learned a thing or two, and I want to pass that information along to you guys. Got a lot of DMs, got a lot of people reaching out to me, asking me for help, and I think that's all fine and dandy. But sometimes instead of answering individual questions, I can answer them a little bit better on a YouTube video. So everybody wants to open a gym. Everybody looks at what I've done. They look at the gym. That was in 2008, which was another economic recession. So made it through a bunch of hard economic times. I started from nothing. Like literally, I'm just a normal dude, just like you, or if you're, we'll be able to help you. You don't have to be blessed with height. I'm 5'7". You don't have to be a genetic freak. You don't have to be the biggest and baddest to start a successful fitness business. So let's get down to brass tacks and let's get to it. So step one, how to open a gym. Step one is prove yourself. And if you want to open a gym that lasts, you're going to have to be able to get, keep, and multiply clients. You're going to have to be able to have good work habits. You're going to have to be able to stick to a plan and know the long-term strategy of the business, but take the daily tactics to be able to execute. Okay? So first and foremost, you got to prove that you can do it. You got to prove that you have viability. And in business, viability means the ability to produce consistent success with something. And why would you open a gym? Why would you take on all of this liability and invest and spend years of your life struggling and toiling for something if, or I explained to you very simply, things that you could do for little to no cost have what it takes. So show yourself that you can execute. Step one, prove to yourself. Ask yourself, can you or should you build your own fitness brand or gym? Okay? That's what you do in step one. Prove to yourself that you have the ability to do that. Now, at the end of the first video, I start to talk about step two a little bit. Step two is sign a lease. And I'm not talking about signing a lease to your own training facility that is whatever your name is, fitness, or Get Big Muscles, LLC. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about signing there, and I really didn't have much experience other than training my friends, my family, a few followers at the time, which was like more Facebook, MySpace. I had a YouTube channel too, and not many followers on it at the time. But I would train teammates, and I would train other students at my college, and that was how I was getting started. But I didn't really have much experience. I didn't have any money. Broke, flat broke, wearing clothes from high school, Abercrombie and Fitch clothes. I didn't have a gym. I didn't have any experience, but I still started my business. I had an LLC. I got the articles of incorporation. I had an actual business entity, but I needed a place to go train clients. So what did I do? I went and signed a lease and subcontracted space from bigger fitness facilities. The fitness facility I was in was called Cardinal Fitness. It was a small local gym. It was about 12,000 square feet. And I would pay them overhead, I'd pay them rent, and I would get to train my clients there exclusively. I was just my gym, and I got to train my clients there, and I had a couple other trainers that were there working with me, and I thought it was awesome. So I'm talking about this. Step two, sign a lease, make a commitment. You've already proven to yourself, hopefully, that you can do this, that you can get some money coming in, that you can get people to believe in you, and you can get them results, and that you're a pro. But now you've got to commit to a lease. And I said that a little bit on the end of that last video, is maybe go into a gym if you want to coach people for like athletics, or you want to coach people on how to strength train. You don't want to be in the parks. You don't want to be running boot camps and just doing cardio workouts and swinging battle ropes and pushing sleds. I get it. I have a little bit more fun coaching people with the barbells and the dumbbells and the Arsenal strength machines too. So I get it. I'm with you on that. But you got to sign, at least make a commitment to be able to have access to that, because you ain't got the money to do it. You ain't got the resources. You ain't got the leverage. You shouldn't take any leverage out from the bank at this point. So you got to sign a lease. So I created something. Yeah, and I did it earlier this year. It was more actually towards the end of last year. I created something. I saw some problems that were going on just even within Topline. Little things like gym drama with trainers that were on staff. You have this little animosity that goes back and forth between the gym owner and then the trainers, because the trainers feel like they're getting slighted. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, let's think back to when I was in 2008. What was awesome? I had a lease to a space. Now, the gym I trained at was kind of a crappy gym. Didn't have turf and all the fancy equipment. It was like an old school gym. Not even that. It wasn't even old school. It was kind of just like a carpet and chrome big box gym. It kind of sucked. I also leased spaces at places like Snap Fitness. So if you can imagine, Snap Fitness is like 2,000 square feet, 2 treadmills, terrible matrix equipment. I mean, it was just trash. But I was still able to be successful in these places. So I'm like, what would I have wanted if I was just starting off and I wanted to, I'm getting all these DMs from you guys. I'm like, what would I create for you, for me, back in 2008? I would just lease you space. I'll let you pay a flat rate. Here at Topline, we're calling it Topline Studios. I'm playing with some names with it. The guy behind the camera, Mason, I actually met him because he was filming for one of the new trainers that's coming in to actually do this concept. He's going to rent space from me, and here's what he's going to get. He's going to get all the pros and none of the time. Like I said, I started in 2008. It wasn't until 2011, 12 that I actually had the facility. And then it wasn't until about 2018 that I actually knew my ass from my elbow and knew what I was actually doing. So it takes years and years. So you're going to save yourself years, saving, worry, lack of funding, time, energy, focus, drama, negotiations, things that you don't want to do. That's what you're going to save yourself. And here's what you're going to get, all the pros. You get to be your own boss. You get to do your own apparel. You get to bill your customers when you want to bill them and how you want to bill them. You get to set your own prices, sell your own services, and you don't have to worry about Wi-Fi. You don't have to worry about heating and cooling and We Energies and code compliance with the city and all the things that you would have to deal with if you go start your own facility. Now, for the 2% of you who are freaking nuts and want to go do that and you enjoy chewing on glass, you can still go do that. But for all the other people out there who are like trainers, like the new guy, Philip, who just started as our first trainer who signed on. People like me who want to come in, they want to train people. You want to build a brand. You want to build a community. You want to build your own culture. You can come in here. It's $1,500 a month. That's your lease. You have to make that commitment. And again, if you can't afford $1,500, you didn't prove it to yourself. And if you can't afford $1,500 a month, you should quit while you're ahead. And you get access to all the equipment, all the turf, 24/7 access. You get to scan it. 300,000 actually next week. We're renovating so we can expand, add more equipment in here because I created it for myself. So I wanted to have the best of the best to coach my clients, and now you're going to have access to that as well. So if you do want all those things, you want to be your own boss, you don't want to get into any drama, you want to be around like-minded individuals like me, who I was you. I mean, you're just like me. We're the same person. It's just you don't have anything yet, and that's okay because neither did I. Shit, I used to get dropped off here. I didn't have my own vehicle when I first started the gym. My mom and sister used to drop me. I was cool, but really, I really didn't have anything. So the gym was all I had. I put everything into it. It was nerve-wracking. Ended up in the hospital a couple times with nervous breakdowns and anxiety attacks. I don't recommend it for anybody because business is not exactly a smooth sailing ship. But that's what we're going to do here at Topline. So as a trainer, you need to go sign a lease. You need to go commit. Then you should quit because you probably don't have what it takes anyways. It sounds harsh, but again, that's what a mentor does. That's what someone like me should do. That's what you should do to your clients if you're trying to get them in shape. And they go, well, I want to eat ice cream every weekend. You need to tell them, dude, you can't do it. You need to be able to lay down the law, be hard with people, and they'll respect you for that. And that's what I'm doing with you right now. So again, if you think $1,500 a month to rent this place and be able to come in here and do whatever you please with your clients and coach your clients and build your own brand and sell your own merch and give your own shaker cups away and do all the things that I've been doing for all these years. You can be me without all of the overhead and headaches and saving and years of struggle. $1,500 is too much for you. You should turn off this video right now. But this is the fastest way to get yourself from where you are as a trainer right now to building a successful training business, building a successful fitness business, and eventually one day, as we'll get to, opening your own gym. Now, let me explain a couple of the costs in this sign a lease thing. Like I said, if you think $1,500 a month is a lot, let's just do it. You got that gimbal going? Can I move a little bit? Okay, cool. So we'll move on this shot. Just look right here on this back wall. We got 6 ski ergs behind me. We've got 6 Echo bikes. We've got 6 Concept 2 rowers and 6 Concept 2 bike ergs. The bike ergs are $900 a pop. The rowers are $900 a pop. These bikes, I believe, from Rogue here are about $750. See, I'm just rattling those off. That's because I know, like, being around me is good because I know, like, in here. Like, Mason, how much was that Canon EOS? $2,000. $2,000 this dude paid. Now, how much for the Ronin? Double. 600. See, his shoulders are getting to work out. 600. He knows because he knows his craft. You don't know that. I know that right off the bat. Now, that's just alone. That's not with shipping. Remember, that's not shipping or tax. Then you've got these, the ski ergs back here. I think they're $750 without the base. That's if you're going to put them onto a wall. We didn't do that. We have them right there. I mean, that's 25, 30 grand right there. But then, you know what? Silly stuff. Look down right here, right? We got the turf. Nice plush turf from On Deck Sports, double-sided here. We got 30 yards here. We got 20 yards on the other side. The turf alone, $7,000. Rubber, $34 a mat for these 3/4-inch thick cow stall mats. And I could have went with something fancier. I didn't have the money at the time, but I decided to stick with it because it's a hardcore gym. Just the floor alone in here right here is going to be about $15,000. 15 grand. Okay, and you ain't got no leverage from the bank. You don't have. They're not going to give you what you're going to go in there and show them. They're not going to believe you, so you're not going to be able to take out any funding. And if you did, that'd be silly because now you got rent and expenses and everything else. Plus, you're paying debt on equipment. You can't do it. It would be silly. Why would you do that? You come in here. If you're such a big shot, come in here and pay the $1,500, right? Don't you think? $1,500 is not a bad deal. Then you got little things, right? Oh man, I need barbells. What's a Rogue Power Bar cost? About $350 shipped. We got 1 million of those. You got a rack. You got racks. You got chains. The chains. I mean, the chains were one of those things. It was like $1,100 for chains. It's crazy, right? But here, let's check this out. This is another thing. See what video we going off the cuff today. Look at. There we go. Check this out. This electrical panel. It's a new electrical panel. Got this put in 2011 when I came in here. I bet you didn't think that when you started a gym business that you'd have to go through code compliance with the city. You have to go stand up in front of the city, explain to them what business you're trying to put into the city so they can improve it. And then once you do that, they send guys in here who all they do is pick it apart. They pick apart the whole facility. You need to fix the electrical. That cost me $1,500. Just that one alone, $1,500. I'm coming in here spending, I just dropped however many thousand on the floor. I'm crying. And then I come back and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, code compliance. Little stuff. Check this out right here. I don't know what this vent is. I don't even know if you can get that in the shot. But you see how at the bottom there's a little barcode scanner for that little cap? I had to pay somebody to come in and do that and cap that off, along with 1 million other things. Some of them were gas lines, fixing the urinals, just the silliest stuff. Now, were you going to think about that when you started your gym? Probably not. Weird costs. I mean, you got like the leg press. Like a leg press, this is going to run you about $4,500. That's an Arsenal leg press. A remake of the Nebula. TVs install, lights going out, fixtures. This is one, the last thing I'll show you that you probably didn't think about. And like the guy filming the video right now, I'm going to pay his ass too. Right? I mean, you're not working for free today, last time I checked. But up here, these egress lights. So these are the lights that turn on, floodlights. The floodlights are going to turn on and then go to these exit signs that were not in here when I first came in here because we had to blow a wall out. And to do all the egress lights and everything throughout, that was another $2,000. See how those costs start to add up? And that's not even including the time, energy, and effort it took to go do that. So all the while I'm doing that and I'm sourcing equipment and I'm ordering stuff and then I'm installing it. And me personally, I'm cutting out holes to put the mats in, which we didn't do with these because I had enough money now to pay somebody to go right through them. But all of those costs are things I didn't think of. And while I was doing that, guess what I wasn't doing? Going to get customers, taking care of the customers, and then reselling those customers and doing all the sales things I needed. So after I would scurry and go do this, then I go do that. I'm working 24 hours a day. I'm doing that for about a decade. It's not a fun ride. So let's get back to it. But that's what I'm saying. So those are some of the cons. You get to a point, maybe you can handle that. But right now, you're just starting off. If you know what you're doing, you ain't watching this video. If you know what you're doing out there, this video is probably not the thing you're spending your doing because you're out there servicing, selling, re-signing people, reinvesting, and going from there. So let's take it to number 3, step 3. You signed your lease. You committed. You made a commitment. You proved to yourself you could do it. You made a commitment. Now you're on step 3. Now you're in the zone, baby. This is what you need to do. This is what Mason needs to do. This is what I do in my business right now. And this is what this video is doing, actually, is you need to promote. You need to sell, you need to serve, you need to reinvest, and then you need to repeat, okay? That's where your focus should be. All the crap that I just told you about, guys, you shouldn't be worried about that. We Energies is our energy company that does the heating and cooling. I was not a proven business person. So when I started my We Energies and I went to the city and said, hey, I need to open up my energy bill with you guys, I started renting this space. They said, we need a security deposit of $1,500. A security deposit to be able to get the energy system turned on. Dude, it's terrible. Okay, but step 3, we're promote, sell, serve, reinvest. I'm currently doing this concept right now while I'm doing this stuff with you guys because we did. You know, like I said, I noticed some things over the last couple of years. Staff gets upset with me because I'm not in here 24/7, but the staff's got to work. The staff didn't do all the stuff that I did. So I'm like, they need to do their work. I'm going to do mine. So at this point, I eliminated all the staff I had because I learned something. Personal trainers and strength coaches that are actually really good, people that were like myself that could get, keep, and multiply clients, they don't need to be breastfed clients. They don't need somebody in here to go get all their clients, teach them how to coach. They're pros as it is. If you're one of those pros, you're one of those people that reaches out to me, you know people already want to work with you, they want to sign up with you. Then you're going to be like me. So I got rid of the staff. Right now, I've done a little bit of coaching myself, but I wanted to test some things that I'm going to teach you guys. So here's actually what I did. Right now, currently, I'm selling a product that does not exist. I hit my power base. Friends, followers, current clients, past clients. I hit up my power base. You have all those same people too. I hit them up and let them know. I said, hey, I got a program. It's $697. It's 8 weeks. You're going to train with me 3 days a week. It's going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday because I don't want to work every day of the week. I'm going to train Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 4 to 7 p.m. If you can make it in those times, you can sign up for this program, and I'll train you for the next 8 weeks, have you dialed in by summer. Does that sound like something you want to do? If it is, cool, send me your Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and I'll get you rocking and rolling. People are just signing up. And guess what? Product don't exist. It's not even on my website. I haven't touched a website in a year. Second thing that's funny is I haven't promoted on Topline's social media. Go to @ToplineGym and see the last 10 posts. See what months they're from. How often am I even posting? You don't even need it. You need to focus on your customers. You need to focus on selling and getting those referrals. I got a guy in here last week. His name was Nick. I trained him for a day. Dude was so fired up about it. I said, hey, as he left, I said, hey, if you know anybody, you got any friends, family, or followers that want to get in here, get in shape, just tell them about it and bring them in here. And if they fit the mold, if they don't need to be handheld the whole time, if they want to get rocking, we can bring them and get them signed up. What did he do? He brought his wife, and the next day she signed up. That's how it works, dude. Take care of people. Now, I'm not bragging about the promotion either because you should be promoting. You should be focused on it. Except for me, I'm focused on expanding the gym next week. So we're going to do about 100,000 worth of new equipment next week. We'll have that on video. I think hopefully Mace can come in here and do that with us so we can actually show you guys what it takes to kind of lay the groundwork. I actually been waiting for this equipment from Arsenal Strength, who really drags their damn feet when they're sending equipment, said September. So it's a long time to sit without your equipment and without your cash. I'll do another video on, maybe we'll do a product review on and a service review because their products are all right, but their service, whoo, Lord, it ain't good. So beware of the Arsenal Strength service. But again, I'm doing the same thing. So my goal is I'm like, okay, if I can make an extra $17,000 a month cash, cool. What I got to do is $17,000 a month cash is going to be if I sign up 697, I sign up 50 people. It's going to bring in about 34, 38 grand, somewhere around there. And if I knock that down, that's no big deal. And that gives me enough money to push some to Mason and push some to some people that are writing a book, which I'll talk to you guys at the end, and doing a whole bunch of different stuff. And I can start to push that out because I don't really need the 17 grand. I'll take it, but I don't need it. So that's step 3 is you got to focus on the same thing I'm doing right now. And I just proved that what I'm telling you guys is like, dude, it's easy. If you want to pick up 17, 18 grand a month, not a big deal. But remember, you have $1,500 a month in rent. Is that such a big mate? I mean, if you're making 20 grand, you got to pay $1,500. Are you cool with taking that upside of the 18.5? 19, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. But so again, you need to focus on doing the right things. Promote, sell, serve. And if you're trying to figure out how to serve, go back to the last video. I'm not going to repeat all those things, how to take care of your customers. I did a really good job of it in that video, and I think that's why it has 60,000 views. Little things you can do, little training journals, giving them gifts, investing back into your clients, serving them, getting them the actual results that they're looking for, building a relationship, calling them, texting them, making sure that they show up, being a leader. Go back and watch the other video because this one's more of like, what do you do if you want to start your own gym? Okay, so again, when you're doing this as a trainer, I just wanted to go over a couple of things. If I'm doing it, I know you guys can do it because you guys will have more time than me because my time's a little spread thin right now. You got to think big. You got to think big here. You're making, no reason you shouldn't be able to make 200 to 250 grand subcontracting and training. Yeah, you're going to train a lot for a while, but think about it like this. Like, you don't want to be coaching when you're 50 years old. You don't want to be teaching people how to do hip thrusts. So you need to make enough money right now, and you need to be focused on bringing in enough clients to produce enough revenue so that you can get to a spot in your career where you can reinvest and you can be around like-minded people like me. Because if I'm setting the stage for you to do this right now, and our target as an organization is to open up 10 of these within the next 3 years, 10 gyms. We'd like to open in Florida. We'd like to open in Arizona, Colorado, here in Wisconsin. We'd like to open another location. We'd like to have 10 total locations with a minimum of 10 trainers at each location. It's 100 coaches across the country that are going to be basically running their own studio and their own business and rocking and rolling, have access to all the best equipment for a minimal price. And if you're making 200 to 300 grand a year, you're going to eventually want to be around people like me who can teach you how to leverage that into the right stuff, who can show you how to invest that. Because you get 250 grand, I'll be honest, when you get 250, it takes a lot of discipline to not blow through 250 and start living like some nitwit. Because it's a trap, dude. Like the cars, the clothes, the ASRV pants, and stupid stuff. I did some stupid stuff last year because I hit a certain financial number and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start doing buying $5,000 watch, just stupid stuff, and it didn't do anything for me. I learned a lesson from it. I saved for 15 years, so I wanted to splurge because it'd been so long, and it's like it doesn't do all with nice things either. But what you really want to do is you want to be able to get to the point to where you can buy back your time, and that's where I think most people. They're thinking so small, they don't understand that eventually they want to get out of the game. They want to make the investments, and then they want to invest into the gym that they have a piece of. So remember this, in this stage, when you're focused on sales and you're focused on servicing and you're focused on the reinvesting, is that eventually you need to get to the point to where you can invest the money that you make back into the business, back into your LLC, and then also maybe partnering with people like me. You need to know smart people. You need to know like-minded people, and you need to have access to different leverage. So if you could put in $25,000 into my next gym, let's just say you put in 50 grand into my next gym in Arizona. Now you have a $50,000 stake in that business, and whatever those operating costs are, you'll take a percentage of that equity and cash flow every month. You'll have it backed by assets that won't depreciate by much. Gym equipment holds its value significantly, so it'll be backed by assets that will give you tax deductions, and it will allow you eventually to either recap that investment, to refinance against that investment, or liquidate it and pull your cash equity out of it. And it will allow you to buy the most important thing that everybody forgets: your time, your peace of mind, the ability to sleep at night with no worries, the ability to take care of your friends and family. In 2020, you probably saw some of my other videos I talk about. I had a family member who ended up with cancer, and cancer that wasn't funded by anyone other than your boy. Now, I'm not bragging about that, but I am happy that I was in a position to have enough cash to be able to just throw down, boom, okay, $5,000. Okay, medication, $3,000. Okay, here's a half hour visit. Here's $1,000. Here's a procedure. Here's $8,000. That's a lot of money, dude. And it's a hell of a lot better to have that and those unexpected things that come up. It could be coronavirus. It could be wars where gas prices go through. If you never know what it is, so you got to be ready for it. And by focusing on the right things, you're able to save up the cash, store the money, and then be able to make investments with people like me. So I'm going to let people ride these deals. If there's a trainer who proves that they're a pro, they have what it takes, and they can come in and add value, I would love to have you be a part of investing into each location. Maybe you own a piece of all 10 of them with me. In fact, actually, there was one time there was a trainer that was in here. He was actually my best friend in high school. Before we knocked the wall down, we only had 2,000 square feet before we had 6. And I said to him, hey, man, I didn't have much at the time. I didn't have any leverage from the bank. I said, if you put in $10,000 right now, you'll take half the business. That dude would be a millionaire right now. But he's a police officer, which I respect. But I think he'd be a lot happier having cash flow and being worth a significant chunk. Not that there's anything wrong with being an officer, or he could do both. That would be, even better. But he wouldn't have to do either one. So again, you sleep a little bit better at night. So maybe you're one of those people, maybe you want to invest and grow and scale with someone like me. And I think that that would be a good thing to think about. Step 4, take the risk. Now, the original video of this, how to open a gym in a successful business, as I mentioned, has about 60,000 plus views. I've gotten thousands, not just like thousands of DMs, and I'm not just exaggerating, like literally thousands of DMs, to the point where I've done Q&A shows off of those, because there's some decent questions, but most of them are just people who are kicking the tires on this game of opening a gym. And that being said, I want people who want to coach and who eventually want to run their own deal. And I want this video to help people like that out. And what you need to do is take a risk. So if you're watching this video and you're going to say, man, Brett, you're going to send me a DM. I can imagine it now. Brett, man, I wish, man, I love the video, man. I just wish I had a gym out here wherever I'm in Tennessee. I don't have a gym. I'm in New Orleans. I don't have a gym. There's no gyms like that around here. Nobody thinks like that. Nobody wants to do it. Dude, you're watching the video right now. What do you got? Grab your 5 t-shirts that you got. If you're like me, grab your couple t-shirts, grab your pair of shoes, grab your notebook, your computer, your iPhone, and your jug of protein. I mean, that's all I had. I don't know. I mean, when you're freaking 20, 21, 22, that's all you got. You got nothing to lose, and you don't have anything. Grab it. Move to Milwaukee. Move. I could do that. Why, dude? You ain't doing nothing where you're at. Move out to Milwaukee. Get 15 to 30 people. Let's do 30 people. Let's do 30 people at I'm doing $697 for my 8 weeks. Let's do $397 times 30 people. $397 times 30 people is $11,910. If you can't help 30 people, if you can't get 30 people to buy into you and trust you to be able to help them out, serve them, get them results, if you can't get 30 people to buy into you, you shouldn't be watching this video, and you'll never open a gym, because 30 people wouldn't even be able to pay for the code compliance in the damn floor that you're standing on. So think about it. This is the reality. This is what mentorship is about. Somebody hitting you and just freaking punching you right in the chin, maybe in the nose, a little blood dropping down, and you got to feel the pain of the reality that is there. So you can get 30 people to buy into you. That's $12,000 a month. You knock off $1,500, dude, you're making over $120,000 a year. Is that not good enough to move for that? Yes, you're responsible for it, but that's the beauty of it. It's 2022. It's a new economy. There are not a lot of entrepreneurs like me out there who'll be like, hey, yeah, we got 330 grand worth of equipment in this gym. Come use it. But I'm like that. That's what it is. That's what you do with your apartment. You rent your apartment. You don't buy the whole building. You don't do the landscaping. You ain't got to do the landscaping here. You don't have to do the snow removal. You don't have to go shovel. You don't have to do any of that. All you come in here and do is execute your business. But, you know, I give you my connections. You go in, you use my print shops, you get some hats that are made, you stitch it up. That's your boy, Philip. Man, the first thing he's talking about is apparel. Dude, you're going to make $3. Pay money for the apparel and just give it to people because I want them to wear my gear. Just ordered some custom socks, but they're dope. People are going to wear them. That's what I want. You know what I mean? I want people to wear it. But isn't that your dream? People are wearing your gear. You got your own brand. People believe in you. People trust you. You're getting people results. They're sending you referrals. You're making cash. You own your schedule. You own the profits. You own what you do with the money. And again, just remember. But remember, if you don't reinvest the money at the end of the year, even though you're self-employed, it's still income. It's not investment. It's not backed by any hard assets. Pay taxes on that. And taxes is everyone's biggest expense, and they don't realize it. So if I'm Mason, I'm buying cameras, I'm buying gimbals, I'm leasing the car, because if he buys the car and the car is not over a certain way, he can't write it off. He needs to go freaking lease a truck if he's going to try and buy it. If he's not going to do it, he needs to go lease it because he can write off, he can deduct 100% of that lease as long as it's all for business. You do business everywhere you go, right? It's always 24/7, right? So he can write the whole damn thing off. And so you'd have to have a fleet of people, and the people would be right off. So what I'm trying to get you to understand, you got to think different. You're thinking about owning the gym because it'd be cool, what? So that you can paint the walls the color you want it? So you can, the equipment can be yellow instead of black? Or do you truly want to help people? You want to run a successful fitness business? And again, go watch one of the last video that should be uploaded on this channel should be reasons not to open a gym. And I think that will help you out because if you watch that, you'll know if you have what it takes to open a gym or you want to be a trainer. And this should really help you. So take the risk. Move here, dude. What you going to risk? You're going to risk 2 years. You're going to have the opportunity of a lifetime. We're only going to allow, again, 10 people at each location. Because anything after that, the continuity, and I'm not having that. So, it's a quick leash. You come in here, you're disrespectful, you don't clean it up when you're done because there's another trainer that's going to come through, and they don't want to be swimming in your client's sweat. So if you're that type of person who is a pro, you're meticulous, you're respectful, you show up, you're self-disciplined, you're a leader, you have a group of people who want to follow you, want to coach them, you want to get them in shape, and you want to grow and scale, move out to Milwaukee. I'm looking for 9 more people. 1 spot's already filled. We haven't even marketed. And yeah, I would want to do it, but dude, you don't have it. Or miss our talkers, and that's the only ego you'll hear me come out with is just I had the discipline and the work habits to show up. Maybe there's a few days where I didn't. I might have slacked off like all of us do. It's the time to take a risk. And can you take a risk and come in here and get after it? Would you want to work around me? Would you want to be able to be around me and pick my brain a couple times a week? Or do you just want to go do your own thing and then have to DM me? Dude, don't make any sense. Now, the last thing, step 5, I'm going to do this, and this is kind of where we'll finish the video off. I'll be quick here. Step 5 is I'm writing got it all scripted out. Table of contents is set. It's all the things that I basically went through on these 125 plus videos on the Brett Somers show on how to serve people, customer service do's and don'ts, getting over the apparel. Everyone always thinks they're going to start the next, dude, nobody needs another hoodie. And if they do, cool, it's because you want them to be talking about you, give it to them, or they pay something. But you can't be banking on that. You're going to have to sell a lot of hoodies. There's going to be someone out there who does it, but it's not going to be all of you. It's not going to be all 60,000 of you. So don't worry about things like apparel. It's going to be talking about starting your LLC, going on LegalZoom, getting your articles of incorporation, going on QuickBooks, and actually setting up your accounting so you understand what a balance sheet is. So you understand what an income statement is, so you can see whether or not you have assets or you have liabilities and if you have cash flow, because you're going to have to eventually if you want to do this, you have to know that. And that's been my ace in the hole is I read. I outread you. We're talking cameras and stuff before, so when I wanted to learn, I got a Lumix GH5S. I got the Ronin gimbal, and I learned how to use it all. I know how to set up a bin on Adobe. I know how to stack layers. I know how to do transitions. I know how to nest different sequences. And then when it comes to the finance game, I know accounting. I know how to get leverage with the banks. I know how to recap investments. I know what percentages I need. I know how to create debt that pays me, that the cash flow pays for, so I never use my own money. I know things that you don't know. It's all there in one place. It'll have a little workbook to it, so it's going to be very helpful to you guys, and it's going to be free. And the reason I'm making it free is because I know that 99% of you guys out there probably won't do it. Exercise every day. But yet, I'm still in business 15 years later because guess what? I can tell people that till I'm blue in the face. You can go on TikTok. You can go watch Instagram. You can go get pumped up by The Rock. And at the end of the day, when you see your keys and you see your gym shoes, guess what you do? You sit on your ass and you watch Netflix, or you scroll Instagram and look at people who are in shape rather than getting in the gym. Unfortunately, I know that's how it's going to be with this video too. I'm going to put that out there for free. Those few people that do break through are going to get something out of it. And if another 60,000 will want to join our mastermind program. The mastermind program is going to be $250 a month. It's going to run for 18 months. You got to make an 18-month commitment. Again, if you can't make an 18-month commitment, you're probably not committed to the game anyways, and your business is not going to go very far. It's $250 a month. We'll meet 3 times a year, sometimes virtually, and once a year in person. So we'll meet 2 times virtually, and we'll have access in the workbook to work, which is where most people miss the mark. So as 60,000 views is awesome. Thousands of views on all these other things. Getting you guys to subscribe me, have anybody take their time and see the watch time going through the roof. It's humbling to me. It's exciting to me. And it also shows me how much you guys need the help, just like I did. And I wish I would have had, but I didn't have anybody that was right on the same level as me. And sometimes we relate to different people differently because many of you are like me. You were 19, 20, 21, 22. You have nothing. Your family has nothing. And you're like trying to support your family like me. That's my story. And you're going to do whatever it takes. It's humbling to have you guys watch me because I had to hit the gym to try and add weight, get bigger, and then I turned it into this cool career and profession and help thousands of people, like thousands and thousands of people. It's cool. So I appreciate you guys. Follow me on Instagram. It's at Mr. Brett Somers right now. I've been playing with a couple of other accounts because I'm going to create an account that's just for me stuff that's going to be helpful to you guys, content, cool videos like this, and again, just thank you guys for watching. If you have a comment or a question, maybe I fired you up or maybe you think that this is crazy, but really it's very simple. If you're a trainer, go find 20 or 30 people who believe in you. You can have low prices, high price, whatever you want to. It doesn't matter to me. You can actually work directly with me. Grab your gear, rent a crappy apartment, and come in here and work every day, work your butt off, take 100% of the profits, and pay $1,500 a month. $1,500 stands between you getting to where you want to go eventually. And maybe you do it like me. I did that renting space for 5 years. And then for whatever reason, I'm like, dude, I got to go do it on my own. And then I'm like, oh, damn, dude, this is a lot of work, man. And then you realize, like, it's on you. Like, you got to get your own gigs and stuff, right? Sometimes they fall on your lap. Sometimes they don't. But then what? Tat. How much was the tat? Dude just dropped $1,200 on a freaking sleeve, man. Like, can't even make. How much you got invested right now?
In my tattoo?
No, in something that pays you.
I'm probably invested in my videography.
But not that. On something that pays you every month that you don't have to do anything for. Like real estate. Goes up, you ain't got no credit. You got a full coin for 40 grand? No. Well, what's it at today?
Oh, I have no idea.
See, like he don't even know where his money's at. You know what I mean? But you got to invest your money, dude. So you got to track it because you get unfocused, right? And then all of a sudden at the end of the year, this dude's going to have to pay taxes. He's not going to know how much he owes, or maybe he won't have it. Hopefully he does, because hopefully he's around here long enough to be like, dang, man, I got to track my numbers a little bit better. Write that stuff off. I'm not saying you can't live, but if you want to open the gym on your own, it's going to be a struggle. So you got to be able to buckle up for that, or rent space, train people, build a brand, get people results, and then guess what? Sorry I wasn't on YouTube for the last few months. Sorry I wasn't on Instagram, but I'm living proof. Again, next week we're doing a $100,000 re-up. I'm actually going to buy out another gym that's around here. So, dude, we making moves, dude. You ain't got to be on. So put social media down for a minute. Maybe you only do social media 2 days a week for them. And the rest of the shit, you have a good rest of the day, and thanks again for watching.